open for having to return those impact fees if we don't spend them? Is it whether it's right at occupancy or in Councilman Delavar's idea of 3 years out, is it then start at the end of the 3 years, that 6-year window?
I thought I put that in the agreement. Maybe I didn't. I'll go back and check that. Because it's my understanding the 6-year window starts from the time of payment.
Okay, collection.
So actual
Yeah.
collection.
But it's good, I'll look back at the agreement to make sure that's in there.
Joanne, one of Councilman Delavar's questions raises a question in my mind, just for general knowledge, though. If we have, regardless what we're doing with deferrals, if someone comes in today and pays impact fees for any kind of development and doesn't go through with the development, are those fees refundable?
No.
No, they stay with the property, and whoever purchased the property, that's just, they've already been paid.
Okay. Other questions by council? Did we have a motion and a second?
Motion to set the public hearing.
Did we have a second to it?
Yes.
Actually, it was Morrison and Russell.
My apologies. I normally write those down, and I didn't write them. I've got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Joanne?
Yes, council and mayor, this is the second portion to implement this program. The previous agenda bill is actually the program that will be adopted if council sees fit, and it will also be the document that the property owner in the city will sign and enter into. This is to change the Washougal Municipal Code, because currently, in each of these sections, it says that impact fees shall be paid at the time of issuance of a building permit. So it's to change the text to allow for the deferred impact fees, and also to add a definition of the impact fee deferral program. You'll note that underlined text is new proposed text. Tonight's recommendation is that you make a motion to set a public hearing on these code amendments for the same evening, April 5th at 7 p.m. to receive public comments.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to, I should say, I move to set a public hearing for April 5th at 7 p.m. to receive public comments.
Second?
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And Mrs. Boys again, Agenda Bill 32-10.
Yes, this is our other incentive program that we're working on for economic development. And it relates to what's called a business enhancement factor. Sometimes you'll see it as BEF. And what a business enhancement factor is a reduction in in transportation impact fees for retail uses. It is a current program we have, and it's specific only to downtown. Now we would like to provide that incentive to other commercial businesses all over town. Therefore, again, the code needs to be changed related to impact fees for transportation to allow staff to give this reduction citywide. Stricken through text is what's deleted, and underlined text is what's proposed to be new text. Again, I ask you to make a motion to hold a public hearing for April 5th at 7 p.m. to receive public comments.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Joanne, while we're with you, why don't we stick around for Agenda Bill 3310?
I can't believe my voice is holding out. Thank you, Council and Mr. Mayor. This is actually asking you to set a public hearing to amend the existing BEF, or Business Enhancement Factor, technical document. The technical document outlines the purpose and goals, how you qualify, what the adjustment amount will be, and the procedures to obtain that. This is, again, an incentive program to attract retail sales tax generating businesses to the city of Washougal for our sustainable economic development of our city. It's only one incentive tool of many that we're working on. Again, I ask you, if you would, in my recommended action, to make a motion to set a public hearing for April 5th at 7 PM to receive public testimony.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Evers, Agenda Bill 34-10.
Thank you, Mayor Guard. Council members, staff is submitting the supplemental local agency agreement, supplemental number 5 from DOT on the SR 14 pedestrian tunnel project. In October and November of 2009, council approved the transfer of construction funds to consultant in the supplemental agreement 8 and 9. Supplemental number 5 reflects this transfer of funds for this project. Recommended action is to authorize the mayor to sign the DOT supplemental agreement number 5 for SR 14 pedestrian tunnel project when it becomes available.
So move.
Second.
I've got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And Trevor, Agenda Bill 3510.
Thank you. The requested approval for the sewer capital facility plan for submittal to the Department of Ecology. On February 22nd, we had Kennedy Jenks, our wastewater consultant, in to do a brief overview of the capital outlay for the wastewater treatment plant and the collection system. The emphasis specifically for the capital outlay is the biosolids and the biosolids handling, proposing to go to a Class A compost and moving from a Class B land-applied sludge currently. The recommended action is to authorize staff to submit a revised capital facility plan to Department of Ecology for consideration.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we authorize staff to submit the revised sewer capital facility plan to Washington State Department of Ecology for consideration.
I've got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And Mr. Evers, Agenda Bill 3610.
Thank you, Mayor Guard. The janitorial services was actually brought to our attention by the state auditor in 2009 to go out to competitive bid on an annual basis. We did complete that process. We received 2 bids, which you see before you, ABM Janitorial Services and then S&S Janitorial. Obviously, S&S is the low base bid at this point. And just to clarify, the just under $3,000 per month is about $2,000 below what Public Works estimated for janitorial services in 2010. We originally anticipated about a $60,000 cost. Staff went ahead and reworked the bid package, asking staff members to do a little bit more, specifically at office spaces and other facilities that we currently have within social service, senior center, and a few others. So we've drilled down into those numbers, and the recommended action this evening is that council award the contract for 2010 janitorial services to S&S and authorize the mayor to sign the contract when it becomes available.
So moved.
Second.
I've got a motion and a second to approve the janitorial contract.
Mr. Mayor.
Discussion. Yes, Michael.
I just wanted to say thank you very much to the staff for taking on some of those responsibilities. I do appreciate that, and I hope that the public recognizes the effort